am going to apologize in advance because I've never done this on camera before, or like explaining it to people, but I did mention that I would create a video explaining the process of changing out my insulin set and Dexcom, and it just so happens I have to do both today. So, first I'm going to do my Dexcom sensor, because it's yelling at me, and it takes the longest to warm up. So, the sensors come in a box of 3. It looks like this. The information with the lot number and serial number, no, it's reference, lot, and expiration, are on the back with barcodes. So this is a new box. When you open it up, it looks like this. Instructions for use, and then the 3 sensors right here. So it doesn't really matter which one I pick because they're all the same lot and expiration number. If you can see it there. So putting this in is pretty simple. I save the labels right now so I don't have the app working. The applicator, and the code that I put into my machine so that it self-calibrates. You can see my old set. To avoid that. Oh, it burns. Okay. Let that dry. Get the adhesive backing off. And snap off the safety protector. So then this goes onto my arm, like so. Ooh, that's an unusual position. Hope this works. Ooh, that one hurt. That happens sometimes. So I can't tell if you guys can tell, but this is supposed to be a continuous piece, and when I went to put it on my skin, it got caught, so I'll have to put some medical adhesive tape over it. Press that down. This is the old sensor. You can see it had to be taped. The transmitter comes out, and then with my alcohol prep pad, it has to be cleaned so that you get the contact goop connecting stuff off of it. I don't know what it's called. I think. Oh yeah, just bleeding. It sucks. And you just put it in and depress it so it's in. And then I usually started on my insulin pump first because it's most important that this has the information because they connect. So I go to on my pump option. You can't see the screen, but the third option down is my CGM. I have to stop the old sensor because I'm dumb and I didn't do that before. If you let it expire, it times out by itself and you don't have to stop it. But then go back to my CGM, and the top option is to start the sensor. Enter your sensor code, 9371. So the pump is now connected to the sensor, and it's calibrating for the next 2 hours. On my phone then, I go to the Dexcom app. Temporary issue, up to 3 hours. Settings. Stop the sensor on my phone, which is fine. Sometimes if I start it on my pump, it'll start on the phone. It won't this time. But on the phone, oh no, you can't see that. Let me see. Yep, cool. So on the phone screen then, you just hit start sensor. So as you go ahead, enter your code. With this one I can either type it in or there's an option to take photo. I like to take photo because it's easier. Let's see if I can do this on screen for you. The answer is most likely probably not. So you have to get the barcode to line up. Can you do it? Decoder. It's a little blurry on my end of things. Recognizes the QR code, just cool. Start the sensor. So now it's doing the warm up that we needed to. It only took 5.5 minutes for that. Grab my adhesive tape. I hate this stuff. I'm gonna buy more of my decorative patches for it. Rub it down so that it sticks really nice for the next 10 days. Or bat my eyes at someone and have them replace it for me. Because I can't do this by myself. Except for right now. Alright, so part 2. Dexcom sensors in and calibrating. Now we have to do the insulin pump. The infusion set. I've already disconnected it from my body. It wasn't this arm. That's the burn spot there. But in here, actually we don't start with that. So there's several components to doing a restart on this. First off is the box of cartridges. Looks like this. Reference slot and expiration date are on the back, same as the other box. You'll find that a lot of boxes of medical equipment do this. So in this box there are 10 set changes worth of cartridges, as well as the cartridge filling tools, in case you're wondering. This is the most popular video ever. So in here there are 3 pieces to each cartridge. There's the cartridge itself. Each one is individually sealed, and again it has the reference number on the back, as well as the lot and expiration date. Don't know if you can see all that. Then there is the lure lock needle that connects to the BD syringe. This is used to draw up the insulin and inject it into the cartridge. And again, they all have their own reference and lot numbers. And they are all different, but very rarely will you come across a problem with these. And they're also not the part I generally worry about. So I got the needle for it. Touch the needle, make sure it's a good tight fit. At this point the cap comes off the needle and the syringe has to be primed, and this is to, as best as possible, minimize the number of air bubbles that get into the syringe, because air bubbles are dangerous. Alright, I'm switching this into a different arm site, so it gets long tubing. So I draw up between 2.5 and 3 milliliters of insulin for this one, because I have to prime 43 inches of tubing to go into my arm. Next up is the insulin. This is another thing that for our app I'm not worried about tracking, but the expiration date and control number are on the side. Probably should use a fresh alcohol pad. Air to air, fluid to fluid. I don't know if you know anything about drawing up medications, but you never inject air directly into the fluid, because then you cause bubbles, and that's just bad. Well, that's between 2.5 and 3. I'm not super precise about my measurements right now because I still have to draw air out of the cartridge that's still sealed. Okay, so this, on the cartridge itself, it doesn't actually have a lot number or expiration date that I can see, so that's entirely on the packaging. But from here, there's this little white spot right there that I have to stick the needle into. And then out of the cartridge, I actually draw up air, because the air from the cartridge can get into the tubing and cause high blood sugars, which is dangerous. Right. Get all the air out of the syringe. Once I've done that, we go back into that same white spot and put just the insulin in. Okay. Cartridge is full. Remove. Cap the needle so I don't accidentally stab myself later. Alright, and now we actually use the insulin pump itself. So on the back, I've actually worn off all the contact information from the manufacturer. That happened about 6 months after I got the pump, but it's not that big a deal. From here we go to options, and the change cartridge screen isn't the first one. You go down one screen, and you go to the button that says load, and then you follow the prompts. So change cartridge, all the insulin deliveries will be stopped, continue, yes, have to do that for safety reasons. Disconnect the infusion set and press continue. I've already done that, because why waste time? Old cartridge, old tubing. Set that off to the side. So just for curiosity's sake, the serial number and reference number are actually under the cartridge compartment, because that doesn't see a lot of rubbing or friction where you would wear the information off. Just a sticker. So you say next, and it prepares for cartridge. Remove the old cartridge and install a new filled cartridge. Make sure you, there's little grooves you have to line it up with. It's a pretty complicated process. And then you have to unlock it and say, whoop. Press next to continue. And now the pump automatically goes through the process of detecting the cartridge and approximately how much insulin is in it. At this point, it's not exact. It's just, okay, there's more than 40 units in here, so it's worth injecting and it's worth going through the process. Not just being dumb about it. So at this point, you have to get out a new infusion set. These come in a box of 10, and they all have the same reference lot and expiration date. All that information's on the side there. Very common practice. It's also printed like in really hard to read font on the top of this. And then manufacturer and distribution on the back. These are actually different companies. Fascinating. So on the screen it says make sure the set is disconnected from your body, meaning this part isn't in your skin yet. Or if it is, you disconnect it and then fill the tubing and then fill the cannula. But we go here, we twist the lure lock so that no air bubble's going to get in, no insulin's going to get out. Press next. It says fill tubing. You say start. And I need a screen that pop up that says 17.5 units later, because the short sets take about 12 units of insulin to fill the tubing, and the long ones take about 16 or 17, depending. Don't know why there's a difference, but there's a range for it. This takes a couple of minutes. In the meantime, what I do is do a thorough scratching of the skin, just to remove all the dead cells, because I won't be able to scratch underneath this for 3-ish days. And it's so annoying. Get another one of these pads and clean the approximate injection area. Okay. In case you're wondering, I did discover that this also has its own lot number. Wasn't able to find an expiration date, but there's a lot and a reference number. Manufacturer information. I've never had an issue with alcohol prep pads though, so I'm not too concerned. at 15 units. Goes quickly, just not quickly enough. So what we're looking for, not seeing any air in the tubing, is that little droplet right off the top of the needle. So then I have to tell the pump to stop filling, because it will run through the entire cartridge filling this if I don't tell it to stop. Detecting insulin. It'll tell me how much is in the tubing, ask if I see a little drop. I say yes. What I just did was remove the backing off the adhesive for this. 18.2, I wasn't paying attention. So now that that's done, I've removed the adhesive backing, pull down on the spring, remove the needle cover. Fun fact, you can inject those. It hurts and you don't get great insulin absorption. Just saying. So this one also goes on the back of my arm. I'm gonna go a little high with it. Press the sides, it goes in. Oh. Needle comes out. This goes on. Easy peasy. Last step is to fill the cannula. And now that this is over, I can say I'm done with this. It'll tell me check your blood sugar in 2 hours, make sure there's no occlusions. Usually if there's an occlusion or if there's a problem with the set, it'll tell me within the first half hour, and I won't get sick from it. But otherwise, that is all that there is to a set change. And I'm so sorry this took so long. Let me know if you have any further questions.